I'm sorry. That bothered me. This is what's making me bring down my rating to like a low matinee because I can't. That's a major. That's not no plot hole.
No.
No, that's a goddamn plot chasm.
Yeah.
Double Toasted's 11th year anniversary party is coming up. Join us for a full weekend of live music, shows, comedy, after parties, a movie screening, and more. Get your tickets by going to dtanniversary.eventbrite.com and use the QR code right there to take you to the site and get your tickets today. And I'm excited to be returning to Chicago, performing at the Lincoln Lodge for the first time for my own brand of sit-down comedy. Get your tickets now by going to doubletoastedchicago.com, and I'll see you soon. We're getting to the spoiler discussion right now, coming out of our review. And I actually did more praise for the show in the review. I mean, I was very critical, but I did more praise because it was kind of hard for me to get into the harshest criticisms of what I had right here. And if y'all don't mind, I just want to jump into that.
Go for it.
I just want to say.
I'm waiting for it.
Okay. Y'all gonna be mad at me because I am so hung up on this one part. But I can't get over that goddamn baby in this, man. And it's not the baby's fault. It's more how the baby got there. Okay, awesome. Baby's here. That's an interesting element. I like babies, but bullshit on this subplot right here. Bullshit on how that baby got there. Bullshit on the writing on that. Okay, so this little girl right here has been playing the games. We've seen her through these whole games. Little old twiggy ass, little stick figure of a girl. I don't care how many baggy clothes she was wearing. She should have been showing.
She should have been showing, and she would have been walking with a waddle. If she was delivering a baby that soon, she'd be like, she's like 8 or 9 months. Yeah, you can't just be in there like, I think I'm pregnant. And then and then 5 days later, you got a full-grown baby coming out.
No, thank you.
And when your water breaks, it's not like, oh, well, the baby's going to be here in 5 minutes. Try 5 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice as long.
Yeah. She went into labor, her water broke, and then all of a sudden, they delivered that baby in 5 minutes. She should have been so pregnant that even the people who run the Squid Game said, oh, hell no, girl, you ain't coming in here.
That was my thing. That was like, it would have been like, we cannot take you being pregnant like this. And you know that. Get the out of here.
We can't do this unless they are just that shitty. But yes, they are. That's one of the things that, it's an interesting thing here showing how evil these games are. Because this is a spoiler discussion. They were willing to kill that baby. That baby, the moment that baby arrived, they said, you a contestant.
Yeah.
Which is wrong because the baby never had a chance to ask if it wanted to be in the game. They didn't come and play that damn flapjack game with that baby and ask if she wanted to be there. That's another flaw with me.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. But also, it'd be different if they were like, oh, she finally delivered. Okay, now our plans are coming together. But when she has a baby, they're like, oh, what should we do? I was like, so you weren't prepared for this? How did you not know?
Yeah. I mean, and not only does she not go into labor for a long time, but then she gets up and just starts walking around again. Oh, my ankle. Oh, I can't get around my ankle. Not because you just had a baby. I'm sorry. That bothered me. This is what's making me bring down my rating to like a low matinee because I can't. That's a major. That's not no plot hole.
No.
No, that's a goddamn plot chasm.
Yeah, that's a thing. Somebody says, oh, we should do this season. This could be our big thing. And you look at it, you go like, I think we can't do that.
Yeah.
It won't make sense.
But on the flip side, like you guys saying how they're corporate and stuff like that, them overlooking shit like that, that's what made it work for me. And going back to what I said about them making up the rules on the fly. But I don't disagree that it's a bit out there.
Listen, we'll talk about this in a little bit. And this old CG ass baby.
I was going to say, that's what compounds it, is the CG baby.
And every time they had I wish I could find it, because every time they had every time they cut to that there it is. It would be a CG head wrapped in a damn shirt. Look at
I know. You can see it sliding around.
You can tell that's a composited CG ass head up in this shirt right here. Come on, man. They cut back several times.
I mean, I thought back to American Sniper where they had the baby doll, the fake baby. And I was like, well, which one is better?
The dog was worse because you can tell that was rubbing.
Yeah.
At least they put some work into making a damn CG
I
model.
thought it looked okay, but yeah, it didn't look the best.
I wish I could say it looked
Yeah.
okay. It was distracting.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I giggled every time because they kept doing close-ups on it. Like, if you knew how bad that looked,
Even she
you
like,
wouldn't do
"God
that. That came out of me?
Yeah, and then the baby had hair after a while, and I'm like, nah, man, no. Oh, and let's also not keep in mind, or also keep in mind that they were trying to keep quiet because this is the game of hide and seek,
Yeah.
where people are being stalked by other people with knives, ready to gut someone. And the baby knew when to be quiet. Every time somebody came by with a knife, that baby hollering her ass off.
Yeah.
And in a place like that, it basically looked like a laser tag facility or something. That shit would have been echoing everywhere.
Yeah. And let us also mention again, that baby was taking some mass shits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, didn't see anybody come in and change the baby.
No.
We don't know where those diapers went.
Mm-mm.
All we saw one dude come in with a bottle and feed the baby, and that was it. I'm sorry. I think that's a terribly, terribly written subplot
Plot
right
device.
here. A
Yeah.
plot device. Interesting idea. Which I thought, and that's what frustrates me because, man, I really thought that was something that was it was understood by me why they did it. It all goes back to Jihan's growth, his arc right here. You know, and it goes back to, now that's another tragic thing with this. I should ask y'all how we feel about this. I'm going to talk about his connection to the baby right here and why the baby I thought was a good thing to have. Just a bad, terrible, terrible introduction. What y'all feel about his death in the show?
His death, I mean, it just seemed like it was going to happen. Because that's one of the things for me that kind of takes this down. It's not its fault, but just with these stories of like, okay, you're eliminating people. Mm-hmm. There's a point when your brain kicks in and you goes like, all right, just mathematically, everybody's going to die except one person.
Yeah.
And as it starts to whittle down, you're like, all right, well, he's been an asshole. I'm pretty sure he's going to go. He's been good. He might go out tragically. And then when it's getting down to it, I'm like, mathematically, it's going to come down to him and the baby. And I suppose there was a chance they could have both made it. But then I'm like, okay, he's not going to do that obvious thing he's got to do to keep them both alive. So
yeah,
here we go.
Go ahead. I'm going to ask you how you feel.
Yeah, I think that there is a lot of predictable stuff in this, but I think that the characters act in unpredictable ways. And I thought that was interesting to watch, and it kept me on my toes. But this scene, like where he sacrifices himself for the baby, I said that like half joking while I was watching. I was like, oh, he's going to do it. And I thought that wasn't going to happen because earlier they say, oh, well, the final game can't be played with two people. So I was like, oh, well, surely like he's already won. But then when he did it, I thought what sold it was the line that he said when he died.
I got that line right.
Loved that.
I actually like that line too because it's a line that refers to the first season where his whole thing is he was there. He got himself in his whole mess because he gambles. He's a deadbeat dad because he gambles. He's messed up his life because he gambles. You know, whether he has a gambling addiction or not, like, you know, we don't know, maybe. It looks like it. But he was so bad with his gambling that, you know, it ruined his life and some other people's potentially could ruin some other people's life, his daughter. So, you know, it took this for him to grow. It's too bad that it took this environment for him to do that. But that's what he says. He gambled on horses. And the lead guy and the front man said, hey, look, what are we doing here that's different? He was trying to connect with him. He said, you know, you gamble on horses. We're kind of doing the same thing. Of course, the obvious answer is, bitch, we ain't horses.
Yeah.
We're human beings.
Do you shoot the horses?
Yeah.
우리 말이 아니야. 사람이야.
You're like, oh shit, when I do this. This was a mistake.
Wait.
I like this because I just kind of read a lot into it. First of all, him being a deadbeat dad, you know, that baby was his second chance to redeem himself. And he redeemed himself with his life. And, you know, he went out at least knowing that he gave another generation a chance where he couldn't be there for his daughter. He gave the ultimate sacrifice for this baby right here. I thought that was kind of a beautiful thing. Also, it's the ultimate, well, money can't buy you happiness. You know? He got his ass back in there and he was And he just goes to show that he was willing to risk himself, not only for him, for the baby, but he was also willing to just try to stop this for other people. This is a guy who had no spine before and had the chance to keep running and went back in, ready to give his life for people that he didn't even know, people that were terrible people. So I thought that was really cool, man.
I think the show is kind of flawed, but as far as characters go, I think 4, 5, 6, he's up there with like Walter White and stuff, because like his arc is just totally complete.
Well, I don't think he's up there with Walter White as far as being a vile person, because he's not.
No, what I mean is just like he's a character that was on TV that you got to see like fully have an arc and change and become
I see
someone
what you're saying.
different.
I see what you're saying. Also, I think there's questions, man. I say it ends on hope, but there's this other thing about, okay, you weren't there for your daughter, and now in death, you are there for your daughter, but only, again, in material things. I think there's a big question there in that, okay, so you weren't there for her as a father, but you left her this money. And as we all know, seeing what these people are doing, that's not always a good thing.
Right.
So I think it's up in the air. What is the girl going to do with this money? We probably won't ever know. She could either be a bad person or a great person, use that money for great things. But I think the most important thing is that you were there for that baby, but you weren't there for her. And you weren't there to teach her the values of how to use that money if she has to spend it.
Yeah.
And if you look, that thing expires in 10 years. What?
Can she not pull the money out?
She better get to spend it.
Is it one of those cards you can just get spending on things like the mall or something?
Yes.
I'm sure she can call to get a new card with an extended expiration date.
This man knows what
Yeah. Yeah, no, he does sacrifice himself for the baby. But always the question of, well, but what if you could have been there for your daughter? Like physically and with the money.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, I got a question for y'all. So what do y'all think about this? So she has the tracksuit, and it's just giving more evidence that those games exist, where they tried to cover it up so carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Is the front man who delivered the package, the front man was at the front door, as you can see, giving the package to the girl. And is he having some sort of conscience now?
Oh, I think so.
Is he trying to let people know that the games are out there?
I think the sacrifice of 4, 5, 6 touched him, and because he just seems like he's kind of done with it.
So you think he's trying to give clues that the games were out there,
or just being reckless about it? I mean, there's kind of a cold eye, like when he was like, "I'm looking for you." A message from your father. I can't stand my daddy. You tell him I don't want to see him again. Okay. Well, he died, and here's his stuff later.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's like,
Maybe they're setting him up to be like his own character that'll have another arc, for another season. Because they end this story, but the shit is open. Like a barn with no doors.
Yeah, they show it like, well, it's franchised now.
Exactly. You can't stop it.
So he this bout of consciousness might be one where he's like, okay, now I have to take this down.
I was going to wait and get to this, but this is a good discussion right here, because let's just jump ahead and talk about that big cameo that happened. And you can see here, we can stay out the front, man. He's rolling down his window.
In New York.
And no, L.A.
Oh, L.A. Okay. I knew it was the U.S.
Yeah, he's in Los Angeles. And he looks at, hey, this Kate Blanchett just happened to be in the alley. That's Los Angeles for you. Just in the alley playing cards with a homeless guy. That's how they do in LA. But no, so Kate Blanchett gives a cameo right here. And, they'll do a close-up in a minute. She's out there playing the game, slapping the shit out of homeless people. And
enjoying it.
Yeah. She's like, what the hell are you looking at? So this sets up a lot of things here. I think some of this is good and possibly bad, possibly good. So they were talking about doing an American version of Squid Games with David Fincher.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see just a rehash or a remake.
No, that would be dumb. That's a waste of time.
So I don't want to see a remake. But to be honest with you, just leave some things alone. But if we're going to go forward, this is an interesting idea of having a Squid Games in America. With Kate Blanchett. I don't know if she'll be in it. I don't know if, maybe this is just a cameo just to introduce that. But that's a great idea, I think, where if you do have an American Squid Game, you see the front man seeing it starting all over again. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I guess I'm in again. I gotta go stop this now. That'd be cool if he's the one to stop.
He'd team up with his brother.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. That he could be the one to try and take it down. That would give him a real arc.
That's what I would want to see if they actually did an American version. I'd love to see him go in and say, look, we had this shit in South Korea. It did not work out too well.
It's bad.
Yeah, believe me, I've seen some shit.
I just hope that they call it something else than Squid Game. Like we were joking about the end of the season 2 review. Call it Dog Game or something.
I ain't gonna do that. That's Brandon.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you know.
Just because Squid there's a Korean reason for that.
Yeah, Dog Game.
Or Eagle Game, but Eagle Game sounds too cool.
Look, I got already say Squid Game. Let's just you making it complicated. Let's stick with that.
Right. Let's call it Zebra Game. Nah. Maybe in a small country in Africa, they have the Zebra Games.
Uganda's already ripped that off.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure they got the Zebra Games or some shit. They rip all that shit off. The Lion Games.
But speaking of which, that was bringing up mentioning anything African. My favorite line was what the VIP said after he killed someone. He's like, "Oh, I felt like an African tribesman. That was so fun."
That was awful.
No, yeah, that was a horrible line to say, but I thought it was funny just because it was like, wow, you're establishing that this guy sucks. He basically said like, oh yeah, I felt like I had the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. It was awesome.
Yeah.
They're sitting around watching people kill each other. We've established that they suck.
Yeah.
They say nothing like that. I was like, eesh.
Okay, so here's the coldest part of this, man. A lot of people want to kill that baby. And I want to kill that baby the first time I saw it. Damn shitty looking baby.
Well, it was just so like, you don't belong here. They should never have let you in here. I don't even know how any of this happened.
No, that never should have happened. But the coldest part of this is that a lot of people want to kill the baby because now the Squid Games, they're pure evil. Now they go so far as to make a baby a contestant. Interesting idea. Again, don't like the way it was introduced, but the reason why it's interesting is because I like how maybe to a certain extent it's too much, but the baby has brought out even more evil in people. Like even the father, we know that the father's in there. Even the father wants to kill the baby. So that worked on me just because I just don't like seeing babies dangle from a cliff. I just, even if it's a fake baby, that just makes me feel nervous. I just don't like to see babies abused. But that part took me to a dark place. This is what I was talking about.
Oh.
Mark's like, damn, you dropped the baby? No. Let me tell you the reason why. Because I said this with no hesitation. So Jihan has the opportunity to kill those guys. The front man says, if you kill all of them in their sleep, you could take the money and save the baby and go.
아저씨, 그런 사람 아니잖아.
Of course, after the hallucination where he sees another contestant, was that the mother?
Yeah.
Where she's telling him don't do it. And plus we know his nature. It gets to a gruesome part, but he's not doing it. They mix it in with something else. They mix it in with the front man. He was in the same situation and he did it. But Jihan is not that person. He is too kind to do that. I thought about it for a second. If he'd asked me to do that, I would kill those people.
I don't think you would.
Yeah, look, man, let me tell you why. Because they already made it obvious that they would kill that baby.
Yes.
And I just said, you know what? I just was praying for him. I said, man, kill them all before they kill this baby. Okay, maybe I wouldn't, but my heart right now is telling me, if you threaten a baby, if you got grown people who are gonna kill a baby for money, nah, without hesitation, you gotta go. That's your death warrant by me. I cannot stand back and watch somebody tear a baby apart. I slice up while they snore.
Yeah, it's just that it's one thing to kill somebody in self-defense when they're really coming at you. It's another that while they're asleep, I'm cutting their throat. And yeah, they said they're gonna kill the baby, but are they? and being an asshole, it does not warrant death.
I'm sorry, you threatened to kill that baby that's in that environment, and it's safer to kill them in their sleep so they can't gang up on you. Call me sick. I don't have a change of heart here. If you even threaten that baby and you're already aggressive like that, I'm sorry, you gotta go.
I mean,
It's not your baby though.
Doesn't matter. It's a baby.
but I was
It's a baby. I'm not gonna let anybody kill her. I don't care whose baby it is.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna watch somebody kill a baby. Listen, you might do, you might not, but you said it and you came at me, so you gotta go. That's just me, man. I'm sorry. You don't threaten a child like that. You tell me you're gonna kill it? Yeah, you're gonna die.
Mhm.
And to me, that's self-defense. Like, they don't have to come at me. If you say you're gonna kill me and there's a gang of you and I can take you out easily, that's self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point, even with the baby not in the mix, it's like, oh, I stabbed these guys in their sleep and I'm done. Fine, let me out of this place. That was how I was thinking about it.
What's that?
Just even without the baby in the mix, like you have the opportunity to end the game. Get out of there.
Yeah,
I just think it's easy to think you'll do that, but not so easy when you're really
maybe
in a
not.
situation.
And I can't say that I would if I was there, but my heart tells me right now, you baby. Well, yeah, you.
then they should die.
Then you definitely got to go.
Yeah.
No, you gonna kill a baby?
Yeah.
Or having sex with but you gonna fucking kill a baby? Yeah, I'd have to be. This is a show. We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But my heart tells me right now, if you would kill a baby, yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can to protect that baby. It's a baby. It's a child. It's defenseless.
Yeah.
I would feel worse watching somebody kill a baby. I couldn't live with that.
Right.
I could probably live better killing people knowing they don't want to kill a baby than watching a baby killed.
Mhm.
I could not live with that.
Yeah. Well, and how many of them was it? Like 6?
There were 9 total, including the baby near the end, and one was the dad, one was the main guy. So yeah, 6.
Yeah. So that's 6 throats you got to slice and hope that none of them like wake up in the middle of it and start screaming and scrambling. Because once you do that to one and he starts making all that noise, the other's going to wake up.
That's a risk I have to take.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about that. Like maybe one would he said they were all drunk, but yeah, I don't know, y'all. It's a baby. If somebody,
No, I get the moral outrage and the wanting to protect.
It's not even outrage. My logic, and I'll just recap by saying this with this discussion. It is self-defense to protect a baby if somebody says they are going to harm that baby,
Mhm.
and you have, and especially if you're held captive with people like that.
Yeah.
I would feel like I would have to do everything I could to protect that child. It doesn't matter if my baby or not.
Mhm.
It's a child.
Yeah.
It's a living thing, defenseless. I would definitely kill somebody over that if they threatened to kill me and that baby. Now, me, I don't know. Maybe I'd hesitate if it was just me, but no, a child. Oh man, I say that with no hesitation at all. That's my dark place.
Mhm.
If it is indeed dark,
Yeah.
I don't care. And I was even thinking that before that was even brought up to him, I was thinking I'd find a way to kill each and every one of them in the middle of the night. That was even before that shit was brought up to him.
Right. What about the child's father?
He doesn't know that it's the father.
Yeah, that would probably be a mistake I made, but he didn't step up. He didn't speak out. You're hanging out. Yeah, man, he's hanging out with.
You lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's a mistake you made. Oops. So, yeah.
But let's be honest, we all would have died season 1.
Yeah, I would never made it that far. Yeah. I played the Squid Games in New York. I died the first game.
Did you?
But somehow they let you back in, so I was like number 4 by the time I was done. But I was like, that's not fair because I'm dead. Yeah, man. No, this is a moot point. I'll be dead already, man. Shit, the first game. Maybe I'm being too harsh with this one. So, I don't know what kind of drug that kid was on, but you take one pill and you're a junkie?
Oh, fentanyl, I guess.
Yeah.
My brother, I miss you.
He's having hallucinations of Thanos, not the Marvel character, the rapper in this. Who that was his drug case at Minsu, the character he found with the little pills in there. I don't know what that was, but had his ass strung out like a crack head.
Well, because who was Thanos' henchman, the one who was terrorizing him the rest of the time?
Oh yeah, I forgot his name, but there he is right there. Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, I tell you what, this started where I was like, man, I hate this guy. And then I think by the second episode, I was like, I think he's my favorite character now.
He was fun.
He's fun, yeah.
As much as of an asshole Thanos was, I actually really liked him. I wanted him to die, but I love that character.
Yeah.
I was kind of sad when he got killed and had to go. And this character, I liked him too.
But I totally agree with you. It's like, all right, these drugs are working way too quick and they're lasting way too long. Waking up, hallucinating, what? You know how strong that shit would have to be? And isn't it like ecstasy he was taking?
It was ecstasy, yeah. And I'm thinking,
you don't hallucinate on that.
That's one of the things I thought they rushed and just wrote badly because they needed that plot device there. Like, oh, they didn't even say he's a junkie. He had one pill.
Right.
At one point, they refer to him as a junkie later on.
No, they refer to him as a junkie. They're like after he takes it a couple of times. They're like that's their reasoning. Kill him. He's a junkie.
But to your point that you brought up, those drugs did lead to that little boy having his moment with those eyes.
Which one?
The boy with the jump rope.
Oh,
the big robot.
Yeah,
He's like looking at him like, "Oh, you gonna do it?"
That was crazy that he made the jump rope high as hell like that. There's some funny scenes. I wish I could find it. The one where the
religious
the
woman,
religious woman,
yeah, with the arrows.
Oh.
Where she was like, God is telling me where to go, and then she looked down to be a blood arrow that she made.
Oh no, the one where when she had her people killed.
Oh,
that was funny to me. The way she creeped up.
There you go with religion.
Just ran off.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Let me see here. This is the one. Let me see if this is it right here.
여기가 출구야.
And she casually, politely walked out of there. Pardon me.
It didn't say anything like run.
Next, you're watching like, wait, hold on, what was in there? Oh, thank you, you told me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
love
she
that
had
part.
some great moments. That character had some really funny stuff.
Yeah, she was there. She's one of the funnier characters in there, man. I liked her. That whole, but really, that whole thing was terrifying. These people coming out and stabbing everybody. Yeah, and that's how I knew that the father was no good, man. He's just too brutal.
Yeah, well, just from the beginning with his girlfriend, the mother was just like, I don't want nothing to do with you. It was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we should have known something was up.
Mm-hmm.
I should have known. Obviously, you saw.
And he kills like one of the fan favorite characters.
Oh yeah, the trans woman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Who, even though she has the most heavy-handed moment, where she turns around, they have a rainbow behind her. I was like, all right, guys, I get it. Like, she's gay.
Yeah.
Relax.
It's funny you notice that because I think they were doing things with visuals here. When the girl had the baby, I had read somewhere that she has an octopus over her.
Nah.
And octopus die when they give birth. So,
okay.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Man, I'll tell you another character that I liked, who just a horrible character. And I couldn't wait for him to go, man. That old dude.
The businessman?
Was that him? The
Yeah.
businessman? Yeah, that guy. I couldn't stand that guy. But I liked him though.
Yeah, he was fun to watch.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, save him for last, man.
And he has a great bit in that episode too, like where he smears the blood on his face and he plays dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. And this is how twisted the games are. You know, it's a bad thing if you're there with somebody you care about because there's a chance you are going to turn against them, probably sooner than later. That stuff with the mother and the son, I thought it was rough. I didn't like the son too much. I just thought
that character's so annoying.
he's just stupid. I was like, man, you know, you're gonna die. Just hurry up and get on out the way. But I knew it was gonna happen at his mother's hands. In that moment, do you think that he was actually gonna stab the guy?
No, he wasn't gonna do shit. Even at the point when he came to his mother saying like, please switch with me. And I was like, she's gonna kill somebody way before you will.
Yeah, that's true. No, I thought that was.
But at the time he was asking for that, it's like, man, you're not. Please tell me you're not doing this so you can kill your own mother.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. I actually didn't think the mother was gonna die. she was talking about her son too much, talking about how stupid he was, but how much she cared for him. So I figured that I kind of predicted that this would happen. I'm sorry. I figured like also she's too much of a mother to see a baby die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm sure she was like, my son can't kill anything. Okay, maybe a defenseless baby. That's the one thing he might actually kill. So.
Yeah, that is very true.
And that was the first time I noticed, like, you see him get hurt there, but that was one of the characters' deaths that happened off screen. And I thought that was really interesting, the way that they chose to do that. Like, certain characters, like, you don't see them have that horrific death. It's like, you just hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I felt bad for her. I didn't feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt real bad for her for some reason.
That's really good filmmaking. That's what I love so much about this. Like, the storytelling and script is so tight that they can do stuff really effectively and impactful like that.
No, you're right. I do think there's some great direction in this, man. Oh, folks. Well, there you go. I think we talked about it enough.
There's
right
one last thing. Let me find the timestamp.
Oh, well, while you find the timestamp for it, there's something I want to bring up. I want to see the VIPs get it, man.
Yeah, because like they just skated on out of there, and I was like, no, don't. Hey, if you're gonna tie up loose ends, tie up that one.
Now, if they extend the show and go somewhere, we got to do something with these assholes at some point. Well, at least one or two of them. They got to pay.
Yeah, you got to see them get it. One thing I noticed, like part of the set design I was hinting at, wanted to save it for the spoiler part. In episode 3, if you go to 5620.
I'm sorry, I don't have episode 3.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, when you see the VIPs, like in the background, you can casually see like people who are painted, who are like just part of the tables and stuff. And I didn't even notice it at first, but I rewound it and I was just like, wow, that's a person there. And they hint at it later where a lady's like, yeah, I'd rather my footstool than hang out with you.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. They actually did that to people in the first season.
I must have missed that or I forgot, but that really stood out to me. I thought that was really cool imagery.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, the art direction of the show is amazing.
10 out of 10 for that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there you go, folks. Hey, I guess one of the biggest questions is, what would you do in this situation? If you find yourself having to defend yourself, a baby, or would you just go for that money?
Man, throw that baby like a football.
You're going to die anyway. You're not even real. It's shitty CG.
Well, if you know mathematically that you and the baby can't survive, what do you think at that point?
I think, again, I would, if I know I'm going out, I want my last memory to be, I'll say memory, you ain't gonna remember shit when you die, but I want the last thing I see myself doing is defending that baby.
So, I mean, as math goes, the best possible scenario for you is for you and the baby to end up as the last two, but only one of you can walk out of there. So then the question is, what would you do?
I don't think I'd have the balls to jump off that cliff. But I think I would put myself in a situation where they would shoot me.
Oh.
Yeah, I would go out.
Because at that point where you die, you sacrifice yourself, you're trusting them to take care of that baby.
Yeah, I know, but that's all I can do. I did the best I could. I don't know about jumping off that goddamn
Exactly.
Okay. I don't.
You might say from right here, like, I guess I just have to jump off the cliff. And you get there and look at that cliff and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who were easily just strolling off the edge of that cliff. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I could do that. I would probably put myself in a situation where if it was me and the baby, I'd take a bullet, take me out. But I can't jump off that damn cliff.
And that was another thing someone pointed out, that there's a kind of a plot hole with the jump rope thing. So he's jump roping with the baby, right?
Yeah.
That's shaking a baby. A 2-day-old baby, you're shaking it up and down like that.
Hey, it's better than going off.
That is true. Hey kid, it's either this or nothing. I can throw your ass off there right now. Or would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.